We will be back in some form.
We have an army of digital soldiers, because this was an insurgency.
Hundreds dead, thousands infected across multiple continents.
You guys know what this represents? Well,
all people that have gone out there against the mainstream media and said, you're going to call us racist, you're going to call us potential Timothy McVeighs, you are.
Hello, welcome to, well, I got on tap up there again still. So welcome to the Patriot Party News. So glad to have everyone. Thank you to anyone that is sharing out the information that is coming out tonight. I appreciate it. This is all organic, and it comes out as it comes out, because I'm one of those dudes that I just push buttons. This banner down here, it says join.patriotshoot.com right now. This is to get to our area where we give out information. Everybody can put on there as they please. Hopefully, getting out pertinent information that's going on. And we also have in that on our platform there, we have state chats, and good place to get in and hang out and see what's going on in your area. Also, on Telegram, we have Talk Time, and that's where I live and where, well, pretty much every day, all day. And so come in, come try us out. We appreciate it. We'd love we need the support. We are trying to pay bills like everybody and don't have the cabal money. So anything like that is support. Also, check out the products that we promote, and hopefully there's some stuff there that will get you feeling good, because I don't think you can be a really great warrior for God if you're not up and healthy and on a high frequency and bringing high frequency to others. I think that's what this is all about. Try to be as positive as you can. There's a whole lot of, stuff that, can be really hard to deal with. And let me just tell you, MK Ultra is alive and well, and it is hard. It is hard to figure things out. But if you can get on that run where you focus on being up, having a high frequency, your prayer, go see some prayer warriors, hang out in that kind of group. Good things can happen. You can look at things a whole lot different. I would urge everyone, not to try to be first on getting information, and vet everything the best you can. And, get the information as fast as you can, but vet it. There's a lot of things that come out that might look crazy on the front end, but you give it a day, give it 2 days, and kind of sometimes works itself out. In fact, it just about always works itself out. This is event driven. It's on a schedule, but it's event driven schedule. So there's there might be some times or dates that somebody knows, but nobody that I'm talking to, nobody knows. First thing I'd like to talk about is the speech that Trump came out today. He was talking about his strategic vision for the Republican Party, and he was celebrating past accomplishments, all the accomplishments of the entire Trump administration, urging them to pass the Save America Act, focused on election integrity. And that was something, of course, anybody that watches my shows, that I'm all into. And this is what I think he's getting us ready for, is the kind of a narrative to start understanding people that are asleep, how important how important the elections are, and they lead to everything. You know, the way that they got into this, into everything in your life, in your world, has to do with elections. He was detailing achievements, and he was contrasting them sharply with the perceived failures of the opposition. He was talking about rebuilding the military, saying it was the strongest on earth again. He was talking about $1 trillion for the military, and great, because what he's doing is taking care of national security. He is taking care of elections. Elections is how we got in this mess, cheating on elections, and anyone that, well, freeing children all the time. That's a big thing that I can personally see, because something I Google a lot. But at the same time, giving people what they should expect in a narrative. Talking about the largest tax breaks and regulation cuts in American history. That has to do with the EPA. You know, forever mom and pop shops have just, been killed. And they're using the same tactics on mom and pop shops as they have globally. So anybody that doesn't know the Lloyds of London, we had this deal where, you know, they're the ones that control the shipping through, you know, if you can't, you know, if they say you can't ship through this strait or this part of a sea or the ocean, because they're not going to guarantee it, you're not going to have insurance. They're not able to move goods from this country to that country. So Lloyds of London, the city of London, is who controls that. And they are able to literally decide who gets to sell their goods, which leads a lot to who is manufacturing things. And of course, they've put all their eggs in one basket with China. Well, China has such a, you know, they're on the home team of London, so they've been free to do anything they wanted to, because that money is what keeps the city of London going. It's their team. Well, Trump went in and stopped that. He said, yeah, I'll send our Navy ships taking care of these shipments and things to take care of it and insure it. So I hope that Lloyds of London don't get to just take that back. I had heard that they were thinking about getting back into it. I hope he just keeps it. He had talked about Operation Epic Fury against Iran. That was always going to happen, because if you're going to have national security, you have to get rid of the country, the nasty people in the country where all the terrorism is bought and paid for. Also, Epic Fury. No, that's Epic Fury I was talking about. But also Midnight Hammer. That's the one. Midnight Hammer utterly demolished Iran's drones and missile capabilities. So we have the sea, we have the air. We sunk 46, I believe, of their ships, is what they're saying. Eliminated a bunch of the terrorist leaders, and ultimately, you know, we can test for their nuclear capability. If it's enriched, if that uranium is enriched to 20%, that's energy. That is energy. 20% and lower. If you start getting up in the 50% range, you are going for a weapon. 80%, you've got it. And people are saying that they're at 60% right now. So some people were saying within 2 weeks to 3 months, they were going to have a nuclear weapon. Well, we're always going to go in there. Anybody that doesn't think that and thinks that Israel, well, let me just put it this way. Trump is not beholding to Israel. In fact, Israel wanted to vaporize Iran off the map. And Trump said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do it my way. And of course, they didn't like that. And Trump said, no, we're doing it my way. And we are doing it his way. There are a lot of, if you look at CNN, that's what they're going to say. They're going to say that he is beholding to Israel, because CNN is disinformation. It's MK Ultra. That's what it is. There's no doubt about it. That is what's going on. The Democrats, he talked about them shutting down the Department of Homeland Security. Instead of, and then also at the same time, when they shut that down, that gave amnesty for all these illegal alien criminals to move into the United States. So he got rid of the Department of Homeland Security over the safety of American citizens. That's just a bunch of bull. I thought it was real telling. Trump said that, you can see what's going on with the Democrats. They refuse to stand or applaud for I think he said, a grieving mother whose daughter was murdered. And then that decorated helicopter pilot, he's 100 years old or whatever. That's the kind of people we're dealing with. That's definitely who we're dealing with. Back even year and a half ago, we were the laughing stock in the world. We were just, everybody laughed at us. And now we are number one. Trump describes it as we're a hot country. We're the hottest country, great. He urged Republicans to crush the current healthcare situation by redirecting government funds from insurance companies. And direct it to the people. That would allow the citizens to purchase their own health care. And he's giving the Republicans kind of, hey, do it, go hard at it. He also said Congress needs to codify his most favored nation policy on drug prices. A lot of people think, oh my goodness, why is he doing this on the drugs and things? Well, you can't just stop doing everything. And there's a lot of people that don't understand what's going on. There's a lot of people that are MK Ultra. So, still, even though everything we know, there's still tons and tons of people that are getting hit every day, every hour with bills for pharmaceutical stuff. You can't just stop them. This is something that's going to take a long time. And I hope people understand that. Some people have done good and gotten off of the oil-based synthetic medicines and things, but that's not everybody. There's so many people that are still not awake. So understanding that is just part of it. Now, the other day, Trump had mentioned that, well, not Trump, but a lot of people on Trump's administration that we're able to talk to had said that we knowing let's see, what was it? The battlefield, knowing the battlefield, who's our enemy and who's on our team. That's one of the first things I told Chaz when we started doing this is, man, first off, you got to know who's with you and who's against you. And sometimes you won't be able to tell it. Sometimes you will think, man, people on my own team are freaking against me, and it's probably a bad place to be. But knowing it is a lot of the battle. Knowing who's on your team makes you check yourself. Make sure that you're right. Continue to do the best you can. Work at it hard. Work at getting good information. Work at everything you do. That's what you do when somebody, comes at you. You just say, whatever, and just do your best. It's about all you can do. with all that being said, very uplifting and positive talk from our commander in chief. So on voter IDs, all voters must show identification. Something he talked about. Proof of citizenship. So all voters must provide proof of U.S. citizenship to vote. And we know that they wanted all those new citizens in here with IDs because they knew they weren't going to vote. They were just they knew how many votes they could use is what it amounts to. Then you go to mail-in ballot restrictions. Mail-in ballots should be eliminated with exemptions for only like people that are ill, can't get to a place, disability, military personnel. He said travel. I don't know about all that, but he spoke of women's sports, getting dudes out of women's sports and protecting the children. So all in all, really good speech that if anybody hasn't watched it, you ought to go back and look at it. Now, when we're looking at all the things that are going on, if you're looking at something bad happening in Iran, if you're looking at something bad happening in Venezuela, in China, in the U.S., anywhere, these have all been actions to do exactly the bad things that they are doing. It's not an accident. The prior administrations did not just mess up. Oh, daggum, I messed up. It was all plotted. Think tanks using roundtables and algorithms to know exactly how to further destabilize the country that they're going after. We've done it against so many other countries. Our nasty people, our nasty administrations, which is all of them except for Trump. And Trump, I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of what he's done. I'm so, thank the Lord for him. I don't follow any man, but I follow the Lord. And I believe that the Lord gave us Trump, which is where I am. And we're on a good path. We're on a good path if you can see it. There's some things that are fixing to happen that are going to be terrible, but they might not be for you. The way they would not be for you is if you understand what's going on. If you understand that we have a team, and a team is dismantling a small but very powerful team that is global. You can call them the cabal, you can call them Khazarian mafias, you can call them the 13 families, you can call them the British Imperial Empire, the City of London, Wall Street, the CCP. It's all the same freaking thing. All of it's the same thing. And they are against you. The way to let them win is to have a low vibration and not understanding what's really going on. When we take down, let's say, Venezuela and do what we did, that's one entity or one vice in this whole broad global scheme. When we take down Iran, that is one entity or one vice, one specific part of the whole cabal plan. So when you say national security, you have to take down the vice or the entity, in this instance, a country with a crazy leader that controls all the terrorism in the world. Now, understand that if somebody else sells terrorism, Iran's going to be mad. They lock down this thing, just like Venezuela locks down the elections. They don't let anybody come in there and steal their money that they're scamming with the way they cheat. No. And it took a long time to do that, to make that happen. So don't get it mixed up. These people are bad. And we got one of their leaders out in Iran. Well, the freaking people were still fighting, want his son to come in there. Well, why would you ever in a million years put the same type person in that situation? No, it makes sense for Trump to be involved on who comes in and takes over as the leader of Iran. Hello, that's just the way it is. That's just it. Now, along with all the politics and everything, the banks, our financial system is a mess. A mess. The U.S. banks and the financial service industries are actually on heightened alert because of cyber attacks and because of, the war, everything. The Iran war is a conflict, and that's going to mean cyber attacks. Well, with that 2,000-pound bunker buster that we had, we found out that Iran had a lot to do with all of the cyber attacks that are not just happening globally, but on us, the American people. So, thank the Lord we're in there taking them out. Thank the Lord we've held Israel back from doing what they're going to do. A lot of people think that Israel's next. I don't know. I think Cuba's next. I think Cuba has self-destructed. They don't have that oil. See, they were just living off of what Venezuela did. In fact, a lot of people were living off of what Venezuela did. And that was the whole plan. That was the whole plan. Now, when you talk about us killing Iran's supreme leader, I think it's Khamenei or whatever his freaking name is, you're going to hear the other side, the Democrats, the CNN, they're going to say, yeah, put his son in there. Why? Why not put him in there? You're just a dictator. That's what they're going to do. That's all part of MKUltra. When they say it over and over and over and over and over, they want you to believe that. That's what they want your mind to go to. Oh, bad Trump, bad Trump. No. That's not it. That's the CNN. That's MSNBC and others putting bad information into your mind. The ones that are fighting Trump, fighting the operation. That's what it's been happening forever. That's why me and Chaz did this, because we were getting censored, on everything. We want to put out the truth. We want to put out the truth. That's all we care about. That's it. You got to know the truth, but that's what we want, is the truth. Financial attacks are happening that the city of London is all consumed with. It's been happening for a long time. But now we're seeing chaos in their system, the city of London, and its associated folks, the people that are under them. So the ones that were in the banking operations like Basel, the ones, people from Zurich, people all over the city of London, the CCP, the Vatican's in trouble. They all run off this worldwide system that they can manipulate. So we're trying to close off the channels where the elites move their money and maintain control over entire countries, our entire, all the citizens, everybody. When we do that, when we target these people, we are hitting deep down in their loins the New World Order, the ones that are aiming for a one world government, the ones with that wake up in the morning and they pray and go out and try to do things for Lucifer rather than getting up and being a good person and being a good citizen and a good son and a good father and a good friend. They don't think anything about that. These are the people that we're fighting. Iran is depicted as being one of those groups. They profit off of anything they can that is a scam. They work like a mafia. They steal, they cheat, they do everything. And, we're going after all of them, not just the ones that did the actual dirt, but CNN. Those people are going down, undermining things. MK Ultra. It's bad stuff. It's bad. It's bad. They are trying to control your mind and make you think that our operation is not working. And dadgummit, it is. It is. It's bad. And it's going to be like a RICO type thing where the person that pulls the trigger and the person that was driving the car are the same freaking dude. They get the same freaking thing. They're in trouble. So I can't wait till Cooper, what's his name? Cooper, the Vanderbilt guy. I can't wait till those people go down. It was kind of fun. Bill Mayer the other day, he had on Adam Schiff, I think, and he was saying something that Obama said, but he's acting like Trump said it. How we had no reason, he didn't have the capability or something to go into Iran. And Schiff started saying, yeah, that's all mixed up and everything. And he said, oh, but that's what Obama said. And I was like, ooh, you just got tagged, dude. That's a guy not knowing what he's talking about up there on stage looking stupid. And I love that when people pull that crap and just look freaking stupid. It sucks for them. Ongoing attacks on the Federal Reserve is happening. The city of London is in trouble. Major turmoil within the Vatican bank system. They have Epstein stuff will come up with the Vatican as far as donations linked to Epstein, burning the records, massive record destruction. And who does that sound like? The previous administration, the FBI, where I've talked to people many times about Peter Santilli. What happened is the FBI comes in there and just imagine everything in your office just upside down, papers, nothing in order. Everything's all over the floor and everything. And then then there's a room somewhere that there's bags of your information. Just when you come into work one morning and bags of information are in a room, you don't even know where it is. That's kind of hard to get over, Imagine, even if you don't own a business or keep up with anything like that, just think about your stuff at home. How crazy that would be. Had to find all that stuff and having to do it over and over. And how many people it would take if you had as many papers as the FBI. Well, that's what they did. Peter Santilli, he dropped all that information off in Florida, where Pam Bondi is. And he had the numbers to what information was in the burn bags. So, oh, and by the way, Florida's one of the places where one of the major secret grand juries is going on. Actually, there's two in Florida, at least one in Pennsylvania, at least one in Washington, and at least one in New York. Might be more going on, but I'm not privy to them. A lot going on behind the scenes. It's kind of like the other night I got a call, and it was a friend, somebody that I talk to on a regular basis. And I mean, you're talking about excited. I mean, excited. Somebody that doesn't get excited. Somebody that is just always cool, calm, and collective. Kind of out of breath, You could tell had been on the phone with people just talking about how great The information we have received was, and that proof is here and coming. Not on our timeline, but it's coming right now. And I was just like, oh my goodness. And all I could say was, I know it. That's what I'm saying. Now, him calling me was great for my confidence and what certain people that I talk to say. But if you ever seen someone have an epiphany about something, there's many times in talk time where I'll start talking about, I don't know, about what, let's take, for instance, people that are in your Obama. Let's take Obama. Things that happened to him as a child to make him what he is. And how many thousands of Obamas there are, and they just chose this freaking Obama because he was a good speaker or whatever. He got some traction. These people have been abused from the age of 0. Maybe before that. That even sounds possible. They can do a lot of crazy stuff, though. Passed around to different men, passed around to different families so that they didn't have a mother to go to. They never had any love. It was all about hate and survival and seeing a toddler friend be eaten, having to kill them themselves. That's what these people go through. And I've said that stuff like that many times in talk time. Sometimes somebody will be like, they have an epiphany, like, oh, wow, I did not realize it was, wow. And they start thinking about it and they're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Well, that's what this epiphany was like to the person that I was talking to. Like, oh my goodness, we are right. We are good. Not that it's not going to be hard. Not that we don't have someone opposing us, but that we have the right information. And it doesn't matter if it comes out tomorrow or next week or the week after, the information is correct. I've been talking about information for 20 something years that I've been waiting on to come. And when it comes, I mark it off the list. Say, whoops, there it went. There it went. You know, so just because something doesn't happen, because that's happened to us so many times where we say, all right, I'm hearing that this is going to happen. And, you know, we hear it. And we have proof of who these people are. Let's say you're talking to, on your show, you're talking to Trump's best friend. He says something. Well, that's some pretty good freaking information. It's pretty easy to vet. It's coming from the person that talked to Trump. I can't do any better than that. I'm sorry. But just know that those people, just like anybody, can get excited, or information can come into their ears one way and come out a little different. And that happens. And that is this conflict that we're in. So please be conscious of your time frame and understand that this is not all about me or any single person here. This is about our nation. This is about our republic. And I'm probably no better or worse than any other. It just is what it is. You know, Trump has to be the president of everyone. He's not just the president of someone in MAGA, or just the president of people with red hair, or just the president of black people or Indians or freaking white people. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. But we've got a president that feels comfortable about saying what he wants done, when he wants it done, how to do it, and expects someone to follow through with it. All right. So right now, he is expecting some things, major cleanup. Well, we just cleaned up Venezuela. We're in the midst of cleaning up Israel. We're going to clean up Cuba. We're going to clean up all these other nations too. And other big countries are helping smaller countries. It's called Nasara. Nasara Gusara, I guess. You know, that's what it is. So he's doing something on this grand scale. The least I can do is in my local area or on this crazy podcast thing, do my best. Do my best to get the best information I can, to get people to where if they want to be involved in something, help them out and follow through with it. If get people as healed as you can by learning and sending people to the right places so that they can heal their body using what God put on the earth for us instead of freaking oil-based freaking medicines. You know, that's what I think I'm going to do. When it comes to, he's also saying, hey, get the Genius Act and the Clarity Act. Do it. They're taking it hostage. They've taken these things. They're trying to not let things happen. And really what they're doing is they're trying to, the reason crypto is doing what it's doing is because they've got it held hostage. Now, it's not going to be hostage forever. It's going to be fine. It's going to be part of our history. It's going to be part of it's going to be a lot. But the Genius Act, they're undermining it. First major step to make the United States the crypto capital of the world is the Genius Act. And that's what's coming. I don't know when, but it's coming. My advice, and not even advice, I'm not an advisor, I'm not a freaking money dude, but what I'm going to do, and you get to do what you want to do, is I'm going to stay right where I am. I'm comfortable with it. I'm comfortable with silver. I'm comfortable with gold. I wish I had more money to buy more of it, but I don't. So I'm going to live within my budget, and I'm going to bide my time, and I'm going to roll like that. And nobody's going to tell me otherwise. If I've done my research and I'm comfortable with what I have done and the things that I've been saying for 7 years have worked, then I'm just going to stick with that. You get to stick with what you want to do. It is what it is. Now, with them hijacking the Genius Act and the Clarity Act, they're stopping us. I guess I can say it like that. What our goal is for our money to make money, and not for just the big dogs, the elite, to be able to do it, but for anybody that has $10 that can buy a crypto and they've done their research and they end up being correct, which is always a gamble. They can have their money earning money. It's that old thing. Let your money work for you instead of you working for your money. That's what we're going for. That's the shift, the paradigm shift that's going on right now. And he wants it done quick because he keeps saying he doesn't want China to be the crypto capital of the world. And I'm not worried about that. I am not worried about China. I think we're okay with China. I think we're okay with Russia. I think we're okay with everybody. And in fact, a lot of people are jumping on board because our stupid enemy starts bombing everybody over there, you know? So they say, yeah, let us come help you. Yeah. Okay. Well, we didn't need your help, but yeah, come on in. Except for Spain. Trump said, Spain, you go ahead. You go on to hell. I hate that. But you know, when you are spying on everybody and things like that, that's not a good place to be. That's a terrible place to be. Don't spy on Trump. He will disbar your country. Man. Anyways, at the same time, all this is happening with the money system. That means there should be chaos through Davos, Rome, London, which are just kind of like, who says it? Juan says it all the time, just nodes of the whole problem, just parts, just entities. Now, when you talk about Spain, I did heard this from Juan, that there was covert intelligence going on, and we probably saw some of it. And it was where the FBI raided the office of that LA Unified School District and the superintendent's house or something like that. I'm not sure what it was. But anyways, I don't know if it was a superintendent that had the news conference, but he had been illegally in the United States for his life. He came like here when he was 17. But our information, or I believe Juan's information, I can't speak for Juan, but I believe this is what he said. I believe he said that superintendent may have been working as a contractor or spy operative for Spanish intelligence. And he had risen through the ranks into critical banking related roles since he was 17. It's all a plan. Just like they come up in politics, they come up in banking, they come up in big pharma, all that stuff. So supposedly this dude is one that has a whole lot to do with the bonds. So they said the superintendent is the one who approves and helps run bonds valued at hundreds of billions of dollars. So that rolls back into what Chief Sean Taylor's talking about. So this is hitting close to home. All these things that are happening are things that we're keeping up with on a regular basis. You know, we have Sean on all the time. I'm going to see him on the 25th in Vegas there. And they said that, what's his name? Sean O'Keefe might be there too. But it's everyone that has been doing work behind the scenes that has good, solid information. And the people that that are responsible for indicting people are going to be there. And those two groups getting kind of in together, getting phone numbers, being able to speak to each other on a regular basis, getting information to the actual people in our government that are responsible for the indictments. So that's all Juan's doing. Juan thought of that, and he had Matt working on it last year. And apparently they set it up for March the 25th. Imagine that. Right now. That's kind of amazing, isn't it? Been working on something for a year and a half. And right when we think a lot of that stuff is coming out, well, he has something that he's been planning for a year in Vegas. That's kind of a trip. Huh, how do you know that? I don't know. Pretty good. Now, all these people that are coming against us, remember that they are the secret handshake fools. You know, they got all those crazy handshakes and stuff. And those groups are associated with like the Knights of Malta and the Knights of Pythia. I think it's Pythias, something like that. Anyways, these people have been in these groups for a long time. They are seasoned veterans that have put people in place in banking at 17 years old to work themselves up through, with a lot of help, into the largest banking systems in the world, the largest big pharma systems in the world, the biggest people in politics, the Democrats and the rhinos. So there's nothing new under the sun. This has been happening for a long time. We just got to work at it hard to get it to not continue on. So that's what I'm looking forward to. That is literally what's happening. And it is going good. Everything that I hear about, even though my timeline is off, is going faster than, well, let's say, CENTCOM. Things are going faster than what they thought. IRS investigators, it's going faster than what they thought. The DOJ, things are going faster than what they thought because they had a little bit of insight on it, not read into everything, but they're the ones doing it. We can't see how they go into a room, and all of a sudden, all the papers that they're supposed to start learning about are all over the place. We can't see the trials and tribulations that they're going through. They can. So it gives them a time frame. Well, heck, we're not going to be through this pile for 4 hours. Well, there's this pile and 1,000 more just like it. So multiply all those times 4, and it's about how many hours we're going to have into this. Well, that means 6 months, 8 months, a year and a half, whatever. That's literally how this stuff is working. It's kind of crazy, but it is. So, in my opinion, everything's event driven. I'm going to stick with that stuff that might get on people's nerves that I've said through ever. Everything is on a schedule that is event driven. Sequences are contingent on one event happening so that another event can happen. And that event can't happen until the one before it happens, the one that has to happen for that event to happen. It just is what it is. So I'm sticking with my information. I'm acknowledging that there is emotional difficulty and skepticism, and I understand it. But I'm never going to bet against Trump. You know, I ain't betting against him. Now, our information is good. It's not for everyone. Everyone's not on the same path as you. I'm not on the same path as you. We might have similar paths, but what I needed to learn might be different than what you needed to learn. And what that one needed to learn might be different than what I needed. It just is what it is. So I would stress, give everybody a break, but also take responsibility for knowing what you're talking about. Balance this thing out. Have compassion, but have toughness at the same time. Toughness that if you get to where you know this information is right, stick with it. Trust yourself. That's what it is. If you know the battlefield and you've studied it and you trust yourself, then stick with it. Don't anybody tell you otherwise. Me, nobody. Trust your feelings. Have personal faith in yourself. Use your family as guidance through tough times. Be responsible for your own conduct. Be responsible for what you say during such a big time like what we're in now. Public opinions are different than having just my own opinion that I keep to myself. Stay in communications. Stay in communications with what's going on until it's time to not be communicating about it, and then take yourself a break. Treat yourself to something that gets your frequency back up, something that makes you smile, something that makes somebody else smile. If that's what makes you smile is for somebody else to smile, then do that. It doesn't matter what it is. No one owns you. You get to do as you please, unless you're hurting somebody or breaking the law, I guess. So trust yourself through what is going on. Use channels that are vetted, information that has come true. If past information has been proven to be right, or if they make sense to you, then go with it as you please. Use your discernment. Avoid rushing to be first. Watch expectations. A lot of us that do this are premature in what we talk about, but it's kind of hard not to when someone that I've vetted. Let's take me for instance. If someone that I'm vetting says this and it's come true, maybe not the right timeline, I'm not going to tell the people I care about and I love. I'm going to tell them, but I'm going to say, watch your expectations. I'm usually forever, I say, watch your heart. Please watch your heart. Don't think that this is going to happen tomorrow. Use your discernment. Please be okay with what you're hearing. If you're not liking what you're hearing, then it might not be for you. If I say something that is not sitting right with you, then ignore that. Put it on a shelf or don't. It's up to you. We're predicting events that are freaking coming true. And I don't think anybody can say that's not happening. Now, years ago when I was telling Chaz this, I was checking myself using Chaz as somebody just to see what was going on, because at that time it was just a narrative. I didn't know anybody. Nobody's giving me any information. In fact, nobody was giving me any information up until 2.5 years ago. And I told everybody on this crazy show, I don't have any inside sources. I don't. So what I decided to do was go get me some. And I did that by going and saying, I'll work. And you can trust me. I'll take out the trash or I'll speak. I don't freaking care. So all I really care about is wakey time. I want people to wake up. It hurts your feelings when people just are in that, I don't know what's going on. I don't understand. And I want to help them. I want to help them. That's what gives me pleasure is, I get goosebumps when that happens. So that's what I'm going to keep doing. And I hope you do whatever makes you have goosebumps, because then they're good. They're really good. We'd love for you to come and get any information you want or can stand, You do that by coming to see us at join.patriotshoot.com. And Chaz has made great state groups where you can try to stay in contact with local people in your area. Maybe you'll have a cup of coffee with somebody. And then I live, really I do, I live in talk time. So I'm there. I'm really probably there 15, 16 hours a day. I'm not talking all the time, but every once in a while I'll have that phone on my somewhere in my truck while I'm driving, and somebody asks a question and nobody answer it. And I'll say, hey, what was that question? And then I'll try to answer it, and that's what I enjoy doing that. I really, really like it. And I really like keeping people up. And now I don't have to in the group that I'm in. I don't have to try to keep them up. They keep me up. So kudos to you, Talk Time. I love what you're doing. And I can't say enough about Patriot Shoot, that a lot of great information comes through. And we would love to have you. We'd love to help you. We'd love for you to help us. We're just regular folks trying to have a little act right and do what we can, our little part of making America great again. So come join us. There are a lot of great people, and we're only as good as the members in our system. Well, we can't do it all ourselves. So thanks so much for joining. Come hang out with us. Join.patriotshoot.com. Have a good evening. We'll see you. Let's see. Chaz will be on tomorrow. Chaz and Dallas will be on tomorrow at 12. And then Chaz will be on tomorrow night. 8 o'clock Central. My show tomorrow night, I think it's just me and Matt, unless somebody decides to come on. I don't think we've even asked anybody for tomorrow night. Every once in a while, we just like to have a time where we can just chill and just shoot the bull. And he's really good to speak to because he knows a whole lot. So anyways, thanks for joining. Have a good evening. See you later. Bye.